Hi guys, Martin mcfcfantv. City 1, Lyon 3, and we have got a few guests who are quite emotional. We have got Alan, all the way from Melbourne. You all right,
Hi
buddy?
guys. Yeah, well, no, not really, but it is what it
Tom,
is.
we've got Tom, the Croatian superstar.
All right, how you doing?
He's not an happy boy. And we have Kurt, who I said is making his debut tonight. So I want you all to welcome Kurt with a big hello. How are you doing, buddy?
As well as can be expected after the game, it's a pleasure to be on, and hopefully we can have a chat about the game and see what's what. Yeah.
Well, before we get going, I'm going to say right off the bat, we are not going to be able to read all the comments out. There is 130 on already. So please, if you are desperate to make a comment, we'll try and get through as many as we can. But if we miss you, I do apologise. But the super chats is enabled and you definitely want to do it. So let's get into. We have had a super chat already, which I am just going to read out from Lankow. Thank you very much, buddy. A message to rival fans who are laughing at us tonight. Made it further than all of you in Europe this year. Well, we've got to be positive, and Lankow's trying his best. Right, this is going to be probably emotional. This is going to be, we are doing this half an hour after the full-time whistle. I will state now, these are opinions. These are not facts. We are not saying we all agree with everyone. These are individual opinions. So, City got beat 3-1. Alan,
Yeah.
what are your opinions, buddy?
Well, I thought the best side won, for starters. Tactically, Pep was left wanting. Why on earth he changed the system, playing 3-5-2 at the start of the game and playing Fernandinho on the right side of the defence, who's got no pace against someone who's rapid, I have absolutely no idea. And that compounded with the state of the game. First half they were awful. Defensively they were all over the shop. They looked like they never played three at the back, which they haven't this season. But they looked absolutely awful. I was baffled why they played Fernandinho on the right hand side when he could have played probably Garcia there, or and played Stones in the middle, or played Fernandinho in the middle. He got it all wrong. Pep, he's done it 3 years on the bounce now. He's done it against Liverpool in the quarterfinals, where we cocked up when he changed the team. He did it against Tottenham last year at White Hart Lane, where he cocked up, and he's done it tonight in the quarterfinals. That's 3 years on the bounce. He's changed the system from our normal way of playing. It's like going out there and winning. I know he was concerned about their formation and how quick they are on the break. I know we have a problem. You know, our defence is just not good enough. I said it weeks and weeks and weeks ago that you asked me, could City win the Champions League? And I said no, because the defence was not good enough. We can't keep the door shut, and it proved it again tonight. Laporte had an absolute shocker, I thought. He was bullied on a number of occasions in the defence when they came running through. And they're saying it was a foul on TV over here. They've slowed it down, and it looked like it was a foul for their second. But when we got back in the game, when he did change it and played four at the back, we looked a lot better. But he left the best creative players on the bench, which I can't understand why he's done that. You've got Bernardo Silva and David Silva on the bench, young Foden, who's got legs and pace in midfield. When I spoke to you before the game, Martin, I said to you, there's no pace in midfield, zero. And Kevin De Bruyne was clearly marked out of the game. They did their homework on us. But the system he played compounded all the problems that we had right through the game. And then when we did get back into the game, we got one each. Sterling misses an absolute sitter from 2 yards and puts. It was harder to miss than score. And then they go away at the other end and score. But there were mistakes at the back. There were howlers at the back all the way through the game. I thought every time they went forward on the break, they could have scored. Every single time. The defence is just not good enough. And, I'm sorry, but they have to spend some serious money on that defence. Serious money. I'm not happy because Pep's caused this again. And there's got to be questions asked. There has to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to jump into a couple of super chats. Addy, we never win at home, we never win away, but we've come so far. Got to keep pushing next season. Totally agree. We've got to try and keep positive. Manchester City for life. Guys, I'm giving this to a tad help the emotion. Pep was far too defensive, got this one wrong, and likes overthinking big games. VAR is a joke, and I think we need changes at the club from top to bottom. I think people are very, very emotional right now. Kurt, welcome to the channel, buddy. Glad to have you on. What are your opinions on tonight?
Well, starting with the obvious selection, obviously, I don't think anyone was particularly happy that we're starting with three at the back. Like Alan said, Fernandinho on the right of the three made literally no sense. We had Cancelo inside right footer playing on the left. We had Sterling inside right footer playing on the left. We had no width. They just defended narrow, had two people to everyone. Every time Jesus, Sterling, De Bruyne got the ball, there was four men on them and no options. It didn't seem like we had a spare man anywhere on the field for the first half at all, apart from the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game. I thought Edison's mistakes were obviously very unfortunate. The first goal really upset me because it was good defending. I wanted Edison to command that and deal with it himself and have the defender cover, but obviously mistakes happen. It was a good finish by the gentleman. You can't argue with that. What just upset me was it's David Silva's last game that he's ever going to play for Man City tonight. He came on at 84 minutes and we only made 2 substitutions when we had a possible 5. That's what's honestly made me the most upset, because we had 5 substitutions we could possibly make. We made 2. One of them was at 84 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Lankow says this. Thank you again for your super chat. That was David's final game. What a bad way to go. Now, I'll give you my thoughts in a minute. I'll go through it. I've left Tom for the last because Tom is not a happy bunny this evening. So, Tom, I know you absolutely raring to go. Kurt, can you just sit up a little bit or move your camera down a little bit so we can see a bit more of you? That'd be great. Tom, floor's yours, mate.
First of all, I'm going to get the short and the smallest problem out of the way. Pep's tactics. That's the smallest problem tonight. The smallest problem. Every single one of those players needs to look at themselves. If they even have the cheek of thinking they deserve the wage this week, they can go and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. No passion, no determination. We turn up to a game that means a lot. It's the biggest game of the season because we have to remember we're a big team and we've only won a Carabao Cup and a Community Shield this year. That's very successful. I'm sick and tired of it. Again, people like to blame Pep for these things. He gives them the tactics. The job of the guys on the pitch is to play football and win a football match, and none of them turned up. And that man there, Joe Hart, would have saved every single one of them. He was caught in no man's land, Edison, for the second goal. He was completely out of the way. What was he doing for the first goal? And for the third goal, he's messed it up again. And he needs to take blame for it. And it's ridiculous because once again, we're talking about a massive game and we've turned up with a crap bloody team selection. Who plays 5 at the back in a game like that? Nobody should. Why is Fernandinho playing? Like, he had the cheek to come on in the second half after that first half performance. He's ridiculous. Pep, fair enough, everybody's saying Pep's got it wrong, blah, blah, blah. He's chosen that team to go and try and do a job. He can only do so much from the sidelines. That team's supposed to go and play football and wear the bloody badge on the heart, but none of them did anything. Joe Hart would have turned up and he would have needed somebody like that on the pitch with a passion. He used to show up in the big games, Joe Hart, and that's what we've missed tonight. Big game players. No Vincent Kompany there. No Joe Hart. No Sergio. We missed Serge tonight. Nobody was there that showed any passion, and it really wound me up. Once again, we're talking about another failure in the Champions League, and it's not just Pep. It's happened with Mancini. It's happened with Pellegrini. It's the players who can't step up in the big games.
Well, yeah, I can't disagree because if I will say one thing, if Bravo had done that, people would have gone absolutely spare. But because I've said this before, because it's Edison and because De Bruyne, I've always said certain players in our team get passes when they play bad. They always have done. And certain players get ridiculed more than others. Because I'll be honest with you, Fernandinho was completely the wrong choice tonight. 34 years old, against that forward line, do me a favour, not a chance. Was never going to happen. He was letting the ball bounce over his head. He was misjudging the flight of the ball. You had Sterling. He did okay, but I'm sorry, I can't excuse 2-yard open nets. I can't excuse that. You know, people say, well, it bobbled a bit, and I can't excuse 2-yard open net. Edison, that's amateur stuff. Garcia did all right, but if you look at their second goal, yes, it was a foul. We got VAR, as people say. We can't blame VAR for everything. Yeah. You know, it's raining today. Let's blame VAR. At the end of the day, Laporte made a mess up and Garcia made a mess up. And let's be honest here, Garcia said last week he wanted out the club. And then you go and play him in the biggest game of the season. I get why people are upset with Pep, because you play a system you've not played all season and you roll it out. There was no creativity. That's just my thoughts. Alan, where are you at with some of these? Because I'm going to be honest, I think some of these players have come to the end of the road. This team needs revamping.
Once the dust has settled on this, tomorrow, and people sit down, there are players, in my opinion, that need to be moved on from City. But it's all about who can we get, who realistically can we get. And when we go in the transfer market, it's an extra 20 million for everybody because of who we are and because of the money we've got. But if I'm going to go from goalkeeper, we need to get another keeper in to push Edison. So if he makes mistakes like that, he gets dropped. Duarte, under Pellegrini, had a nightmare for about 3 or 4 games. It was like the Chelsea game away, I remember. And he got dropped. He got dropped. Yeah. So you need, I think the problem there is not Edison being not good enough. It's Edison not having any competition. He needs to have people pushing him, right? So that's the first thing. The centre half, Laporte, now 2 years on the bounce in a big game in the quarter-final. He's had shockers. I thought he had a shocker today. He was letting the ball bounce instead of heading the bloody thing. He got caught out of position 3 or 4 times, gave the ball away so many times, which caused a lot of problems, especially with their front line. So he had a bad game tonight. And keep Laporte. Then we've got to find another centre half, possibly another 2. We've got Aki. But if Garcia goes, that means we need 2. I'm sorry, but we need 2, unless they keep Stones. I don't know what's happening with Stones at the moment.
How can you keep Stones when he wasn't even involved?
I agree. I agree. But tonight, when they played 3 at the back, it wasn't that long ago, Martin. It wasn't that long ago when Stones played in a 3 at the back for England with Walker on the right-hand side, and he was probably one of the best players England played in that World Cup in that position, because he doesn't have to mark anyone in that position. What he has to do is get the ball, tidy it up, bring it out, pass it, which he's good at doing that. His defensive problems are his worst. If he was going to play 3 at the back, I'd have played Stones in the middle there tonight. And I'd have probably played Walker on the right-hand side, played Cancelo on the right-hand side, and played Mendy. That's what I would have done. Balance, left foot and a right foot. Okay? Balance. We didn't have balance in the team. Then you've got midfield. I've got big question marks over Gundogan's pace now, for me. I'm not sold on Rodri. I think he'll be all right second year. Okay? He needs to speed the game up. Going forward, I still think I can't blame Jesus tonight or De Bruyne. The service that they got was non-existent, was 0 tonight. So it would be unfair to have a go at them. But Sterling, This season he's had 3 months before the COVID break, where he was absolutely awful for 3 months, and he was awful, and he's getting away with it because he's got so many goals, but his actual performances have not been good. There's a lot of changes I think needs to happen defensively at the club to solid it up, because we don't keep clean sheets. You look at it, we score plenty of goals, but we don't keep clean sheets. And Pep's got to stop tinkering with the problem why he's tinkering is because he knows the defence is crap, and it is crap.
Nah, I understand what you're saying. You say that, but Edison won the Golden Glove.
He was awful tonight. I thought the first goal. The first goal was definitely, to me, his fault. He came out, stopped, and was left in no man's land. He started to come. He realised he wasn't going to get there. Stopped. Garcia made to be fair, a reasonable tackle. All right, he did well to do that. Right, yeah. He couldn't have done any more. The other guy followed it up and hit it first time. To be fair, it was a good finish, but he's done it twice now. He's done it against. What was it when he got lobbed the other week when he came out and he got lobbed?
The United game when he rolled it to
McTominay. Yeah, he's done it. He did it the other week when he got lobbed from the halfway line. Yeah, and he's done it a few times. His judgment needs to and to be honest with you, to solve that problem, you need someone pushing him. Because if he starts having a dip in form, which every player does, you need to have someone you can trust to come in and do the job.
Are we not overreacting though over someone who got the Golden Glove?
No, he's made mistakes tonight, and you know as well. You know as well as I do. You know as well as I do that if a keeper makes mistakes, it's usually a goal. Correct?
Yeah.
If a centre forward makes a mistake, he can recover that and score another goal later on. Doesn't really matter, unless it's Sterling in the last few minutes. We were only 2-1 up. If that goal had gone in and been 2-1 up, the game would have completely changed. Completely. But on the same point, our defence has been like this all season, and don't tell me it didn't surprise you. Our defence. Do not tell me it didn't surprise you. Selling Vincent Kompany, letting Vincent Kompany go to manage back in Belgium and not signing a replacement has killed City's season from winning trophies. End of story. End of story.
Yeah, but
not signing a replacement.
They tried.
Yeah, Harry Maguire. You're not telling me he was the only player to sign. You're not telling me he was the only player we could sign. Come on.
I'm saying nothing because I get told off when I go, let's go and get someone. I get told off.
Well, that's for Martin. That's for another night, right? There's changes need to be had. There's no leader on the back. For me, Fernandinho is signing a 1-year extension. Don't know why. He's too old. All right? You could free him up and get somebody else in. You know, look at their centre half tonight, who we had on our books. Who I watched. Yeah, I watched him at the MCG against Real Madrid with it was a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old playing against Benzema, Ronaldo, and Bale. Yeah, and the guy's got talent. He's come in and snuffed out City completely tonight. Completely. I've seen him do it twice now. Once at our place last year, and now this. It's, you know, and I know Tom's upset about Edison. Yes, he has made a mistake tonight, and he's not performed. But if you're looking at the way City play, Joe Hart wouldn't get in City's team the way he plays because he can't use his feet. He can't use his feet, mate. He can't use his feet. You know that.
But that's irrelevant. A goalkeeper. I'm a keeper myself. If I was good with my feet, then if I can't use my hands, then what's the point of being a keeper? You might as well be a centre back.
Yeah, no. It's just fault for
if you can't use your hands, then what's the point in being a keeper?
He was at fault for 2 goals tonight. He was at fault for 2 goals. The last one, he shouldn't have parried it 3 yards out, and the first one. You know, but the bottom line is our defence has come back to haunt us tonight, and we all know that tonight. Really, you know.
Just Kurt, is there any way you can just switch over into the middle, buddy? Just move over.
No, other way. There we go.
Thank you.
Sorted, mate. Sorry about that.
Yes, are we not being we're not doing overreaction here, and it's straight after the game. We're all emotional. We're all hurt. Or is Alan speaking the truth? And I will come to Tom in a minute because Tom has got steam coming out of his ears at the moment.
I think the thing with the goalkeeper is, right, obviously Pep came in, Joe went out, we got Bravo in. Bravo wasn't it. He saw that, replaced him with Edison. Edison's obviously the way that he able to create the game for us is obviously so useful for us, but it comes at a price. Everything comes at a price. Playing a high line comes at a price. Playing with a goalkeeper that plays out the back comes with a price. And today we paid that price with a couple mistakes from him and a bad setup from us that I believe didn't give us the best chance to win the game.
I agree. I
I don't think we should be super overreaction on Edison because Edison's been amazing for us. Like you said, he's Golden Glove winner this season with not exactly a stellar defense in front of him. So he's a good shot stopper. I don't think he's a terrible shot stopper. I think he has got a weak command of his box in comparative to other elite goalkeepers. I would agree there. But I think he's a very, very, very good goalkeeper. I just think he's not had a very good night at all tonight.
Well, Kamal Dwyer says bring Hart in as a goalkeeping coach.
Might actually know how to save a shot then.
Well, all right, yeah, I know what you're saying here, but Manuel Neuer does what Edison does.
Yeah, Manuel Neuer's just beaten Barcelona 8-2 and made 4 world-class saves that kept it at that.
He is.
Manuel Neuer can save a shot. That's why he's the best keeper in the world. A goalkeeper needs to save a shot. Why do you think Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, I'm naming the rag players, but they've been in them squads for years and they're in there for shot stopping. Joe Hart, before all this technical passing out from the back crap came around, was one of the best shot stoppers in the world. And this passing out from the back thing is getting all the good keepers who are actually supposed to do something out of the bloody thing, out of the situation. And it winds me up because I'm a keeper myself and I've had it happen to me. It's completely different. But if you aren't good with your feet, you get bloody put down a level. Shot stopping is the basics of a keeper. Fine, and we'll take away shot stopping from Manuel Neuer and let's see how good he is then. We'll take away that from Manuel Neuer. We'll take away from ter Stegen. I know he didn't have a good job last night, but it's what happens sometimes. He's been proven to actually save shots.
Yeah, but Tom, I will be honest though. Edison can save shots. He can.
Name me 5 then. Name me 5 that have made. Name me 5 that have made an actual difference to a result. I can name you one. That's it. In this season, yeah.
I know, but do you not think? Come on, we were raving 2 weeks ago about Golden Glove. Him and Nick Pope, Golden Glove.
Means nothing. Means nothing. We didn't win a league. We didn't win the league. It means jack all. The only reason Alisson didn't win it is because he was injured for 5 games. That's the only reason he didn't win it.
Fair point.
I agree with that, but we can't blame Edison for today.
I don't solely blame Edison. I think Edison had a part to play in the result, but I don't think he was solely to blame. Of course not. No,
he did. But you could go through the team. You know, everyone played their part today.
Yep.
Martin, Pep's tactics tonight. He's done it again. 3 years on the bounce. He's done it again. He's overthought everything again.
I get the point.
Finals of champions. He has. He's done it again. It's all right dressing it up. It's all right dressing it up from the start of the game. We know what City like. You can tell in the first 5 minutes if we're up for it or not, right? And he's playing a system that they've not played all season. And he's playing people out of position with no balance in the team. What is he doing? He's got his best players on the bench, a la White Hart Lane last year and Anfield the year before. He's done it again. You can't concede goals in the Champions League and go through, and he's doing it every bloody year.
Well, let's all calm down a bit because shouting at each other isn't going to help.
I know,
but I get what you're saying. But we can go through the team like Tom said. Edison didn't have a good night. The defenders.
Laporte, I ain't started on him yet.
Well, said he didn't have a great night.
It was shocking.
But was playing Garcia the right decision? A guy that wants out the door, and you throw him in the biggest game of the season. I have questions on that, if I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Well, it shows how bad we are, Martin. When he's a 19-year-old lad with talent, okay?
No.
He's playing in the biggest game of the season, and we've got Stones, who's an England international, and Otamendi, who's an Argentinian international. He's too frightened of putting them in. He's too frightened.
No, it's not frightened. I
Yes, he
think,
is.
for me, John Stones and Otamendi have seriously gone out of this now. Because for them to start behind a lad who wants out the door, and a goalkeeper said he wants out the door, what future have they got? Stones and Otamendi are done now. That tonight was as clear as any. Because if I'm John Stones, maybe not Otamendi. Otamendi's going to go and, he's served the club well. He's going to go back to Spain.
Well, he's playing a 19-year-old lad in front of two internationals.
No, but that's my point. Otamendi, not so much. But John Stones is probably sat there tonight going, you put a 19-year-old who was openly said I went out the door, when last week I said I wanted to stay here and fight for my place, and you stuck a kid. So where does that leave John Stones now? That will have killed his confidence that tonight, destroyed it. Any last remnants of confidence John Stones would have had has just been killed tonight by Pep Guardiola. And I know people, but for me, you throw out a system that you have not played all season. You throw out players. Tonight was square pegs in round holes.
Oh, yeah, it was. Totally.
Square pegs in round holes. And the thing that annoyed me a bit is Lyon looked like Man City and we looked like Lyon.
Yeah, I know.
We went out and paid them all sorts of respect.
Do you think
they paid us no respect. And they dominated us.
Martin, do you think Pep needs to answer a few questions at the club?
Well, I'll ask that to you three. Tom?
He needs to look at his players before he asks anybody in the board. Scrap going to buy any more players because he needs to look at his own players. They're renowned as one of the best teams in the world. We're predicted to be one of the top elite teams to go and win this competition, and they can't turn up again. Well, and God behold, if we were the Barcelona team last night and played like that, God behold us, because we'd have been torn apart even more. Because Bayern Munich are miles better, 100% miles better. And if we'd have played Bayern Munich tonight, it'd have been much more than bloody 3. I can tell you that. It'd have probably been 10, because how they played tonight was disgraceful. Absolute disgraceful. And I don't think he needs to go to the board. I think he needs to look at his players before he even goes anywhere near the board.
But we know those players aren't good enough, so that isn't an option. They're not good enough. They've proved that all season.
Yeah, exactly. So when people say that we spend money on 50 million here, 50 million there, 40 million there, buy some players that actually can do you a job and can actually get you pretty far in the Champions League.
So
because it's bloody sick and tired of it. And in big games as well. And in big games.
So you've just made my point, Tom. If he buys the players, who else is the answer? I've changed my mind, and I completely agree with what you've said about getting big money players in now, because it's sick and tired of getting these bloody 40, 50 million guys in who. Hey, don't agree with me now. Don't change your mind.
I am. No, because I like to try and show appreciation. After the Arsenal game, I was complimentary to the squad, to the Arsenal team, and complimentary us. The understanding that we had to come into this game. I've said games when we lost to Chelsea, games when we lost to Arsenal, that we probably wanted to concentrate on this more, and they come and play like that. It's ridiculous, and there's no excuses, and it's not all Pep's fault tonight. It's the players' fault, and I'm sick and tired of them turning up and then Pep getting the blame just because he plays 3 at the back.
Right, Alan, I will come to you in a minute. Kurt, your reaction on that?
Well, I think, Pep does have some questions to ask, because my issue comes from the fact that we brought Pep in. We've obviously gone towards this style of playing progressive football, possession-based football, that style of football, and then to just change it, it doesn't. For me, that doesn't make the players feel confident. If you have to say, "Oh, well, we're not good enough to beat them playing our way," when that's what we do all the time against everybody else. And I think Pep needs to just. I think we really missed Arteta tonight, honestly. you know what? I was going to say, I think at times, I think Arteta helped Pep rein in those craziness, those little, when he starts going on a bit of a tangent, I think people like Arteta were good to help him rein it in and go, you know what, we don't need to do that. We don't need to overcomplicate. We don't need to do this way. So, but yeah, he definitely needs to be questioned because the formation, the lineup, the performance, none of it was good enough.
But are we not being, because let's remember, Pep, the Centurions, we've won 2 Premier League titles. We've won Carabao Cup back-to-back. We've won FA Cup. We've done Community Shield. Are we not being reactionary here on the Champions League?
I don't think so. I should say I don't think so on this part because, like Alan said before, it's not just this is some one-off random thing that's happened. It's happened multiple times over multiple years in the exact same competition. We change from our way. We don't look ourselves, and we put ourselves and make the game harder on ourselves. That's what I think, anyway.
So, Alan?
But you know what, Kirk just ended what he said there. It's all right saying you can play different systems and still playing the same similar way, but the players have got to be good enough to be able to play in different systems. And I don't think our back line is good enough to play different systems.
Playing a 3-back without a left-footed fullback was madness.
Yeah, it was crazy. But not just that. Pep spent 365 million on defence, and only 2 of those signings played tonight. 2 of them. That was Laporte and Walker. The rest of them don't even get close to a feature. He spent a lot of money on defenders, and it's clear to see that they're not good enough. Pepper's got to answer questions from the board about to Tiki and Ferran and say, we can't afford to go out and spend 90 million on another centre half, 40 million on another one, and then getting a left full back in who's supposed to be the best, and he's not getting anywhere near the team at the moment. Yeah, we're going to be asking questions about the quality of these signings.
Well, look at Abdullah, though. Abdullah's hit the nail on the head, though. Formidables. Domestic, 98 points. Treble, not forgetting.
Yeah. Company, not forgetting.
Hang on. Pep's been brought in. What was the reason why Pep was brought in for? We won the leagues before Pep arrived. And the FA Cup and the League Cup. We've done all that, right? He's been brought in to do one thing and one thing only. And that's to win the Champions League. It's all right saying the fans that we're not bothered about the Champions League, right? The owners are, and the players are. We've not come close to challenging. We're not challenging for the Champions League. Quarterfinals this year is failure. Without a doubt, failure.
Guardiola didn't challenge for the Champions League with Bayern. The team he inherited that won everything. So he said, sorry.
He got to the semi-final, didn't he? And got demolished by, was it Barca?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to the semi-final with them.
Tom?
Yeah.
Do we not need to give a little bit more respect to Lyon here? Because we all said yesterday and during the week they were a damn good team.
No, I don't think we should, because we said that we'd give respect to Arsenal, and look what happened there. We go into these games too cocky. I show respect to all the teams that we play, no matter what. I always congratulate the teams, no matter what, because we were crap again tonight. And yeah, fair play to Lyon for beating us. They took our weaknesses as their advantages. We created one chance. We created 2 chances, but we have to remember that the guy who everybody says has had a great season has just knocked us out of the Champions League, basically, by making it turn completely different. Everybody says that Sterling's had a good season, and He's not.
He's not
had a good season. Fair enough, you scored a few goals. Congratulations. We came second and we won a Carabao Cup. Enjoy that, mate. Enjoy that. He didn't win a golden boot either, so I don't know why you think you've had a good season, pal, because you haven't. And he's missed a sitter. And everybody says that Sterling's one of these world-class players, and Lyon, I'm going to say this, Lyon won because we were crap. Nothing more, nothing less. Not because of VAR, not because of Pep's tactics, because the players, the 11 that stepped onto that pitch from the first minute, didn't perform. And none of those players know what it's like to wear the badge whatsoever. And we've hit a pattern here now. First season without Vincent Kompany. We haven't beaten United home or away. Once again, we've lost to Liverpool and we've been knocked out of the Champions League once more. Again. But to Lyon again. Lyon, I said to you last week, Lyon are the ones that were going to cause us the most problems because they knew exactly our weaknesses. They showed that defence isn't good. They showed the midfield's weak. And why the hell he had Kevin De Bruyne playing on right wing, I don't know. But that's the only negative, I think, from Pep tonight because that's the only error I think he made, putting De Bruyne on right wing. That's the only thing.
Don't agree with that, Tom.
Putting Kevin De Bruyne on right wing and playing Fernandinho in the defensive role. That's the only error he made tonight. The rest of it is them on the pitch. That's all. Pep. Everybody thinks Pep. He can only do one thing.
Hang on. Kurt, what do you think about that one?
Well, like I say, I've probably said the point 3 times, but I really think it matters. We had a right-footed left back and an inside forward on the left side. We had Gundogan going into that left channel trying to play. We had no natural width. They can just play narrow, have 2 people so close to each other to press the ball whenever it comes centrally. We had a little success when we tried to get those little ballers behind when Sterling got the cut back. I can't remember, was it Marcelo who got the flick off and managed to take it away? So we're having a little bit of success towards the second half. And to be fair, our attacks were more dangerous down that left side from Sterling cutting in. But the only way we could go was in. And yeah, like you said, De Bruyne being put wide right. And I think it was more than just that personally.
Okay. Alan, well, let me ask Kurt on this one while he's still speaking. Do you think we need to pay a little bit more respect to Lyon?
Oh, I've always said 3-5-2s. Wolves, United, when they beat us, they play 3-5-2s. We're dangerous because they just leave the 2 up top, and then Pep goes, "Oh, well, what are we going to do?" I don't trust 2 on 2, so that's why he played the 3, and that's where I think the problems start from.
Okay, Alan, do you think we need to give Lyon a bit more respect?
I had respect for them before the game started. But what Pep did is he came out and showed fear by matching him with 3-5-2. He showed fear because, especially with the selection of players that he had, he played defensive type players, which showed fear to me, and it also showed fear to Lyon. Which, if you know as well as I do, if your opponent's showing fear, you've got them, and he did. Pep picked that team tonight, and the system he picked was completely wrong from the word go. We got back to 1 each, changed it to 4 at the back. Thought, right, get hold of the game now. And they go and let this, and then Sterling misses an absolute howler, and then they have a howl at the other end straight away. And it's all howlers at the back every time. A combination of central defenders and fullbacks making howlers, and the keeper coming off his line. And hang on, let me finish. It's happened against Norwich, away. They play 3-5-2. Wolves, away. It's happened. It's happened against Liverpool, where they hit us on the break. It's happened against Man United. Let's face it, United, all they did was hit us on the break with pace. It's happened too many times. You can accept a mistake in one game, but not continuously. Okay. Lyon deserved to win tonight because they were better all over the pitch and tactically miles better than City. Miles better.
Well, Alex says our defence is bad and he's put them in a back 3. Which I agree. Maybe it's wrong, but we don't have the defenders to play a 3, in my opinion, anyway.
We do, but 2 of them are sat on the bench.
Yeah, but 2 are being sold. Remember that.
I don't care. It's about winning the game, isn't it?
Right. Well, we seem to be going down a really negative road at the moment.
Well, it's Pep's fault. It's Pep's fault, in my opinion. Pep's fault.
Right, I appreciate that. Pep might I've not seen the post-match press conference. I don't know whether he's held his hands up or not. But he's tried to. We've got Nathan Ake and we've got Ferran Torres in. Obviously, Koulibaly looks like it's nearly done. there are things he's trying to do, clearly.
Yeah, spending more money.
Because we haven't got the players.
We
haven't got the players.
Yeah, so that's our fault for spending pointless money on players that actually aren't playing. 50 million on John Stones, sat on the bench in a massive game. Another 55 million on Bernardo Silva, sat on the bench again. One of our record signings, Riyad Mahrez, guess what? Sat on the bench again.
And our best ever player ever, sat on the bench, David Silva.
Last game, Everton, possibly, well, it is now, isn't it? It is. And he sat on the bench. Yeah, there would be nobody else other than him who would have been up for that more than David Silva tonight. And he got given 4 minutes for 10 years. 10 years of contribution.
Perhaps messed up tonight, big time.
Right, okay. Right. Well, obviously, I honestly think we'll change all this in the summer. And I think on the cold light of day, I think we're all emotional now. We're all angry and we're all up tight and we're all wound up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I've still got faith in Pep. Do managers make mistakes? Of course they do. But are you going to get a better manager out there? Do you want a Pep Guardiola football? And then you win all the trophies? So let's be honest here, and I'm going to make a part of this. I understand and I validate all the points you're making. But we've only won the Premier League 4 or 5 times. That's it. We need to go out and we need to win it 10, 12, 13, 14 times. And we're all sat here going, but we're only... Now listen, Pep can win us this Premier League. You want to go and bring in a Diego Simeone, for example, play boring football?
No one's saying... Martin, no one's saying get rid of Pep.
No, not at all.
There needs to be better choices of signings.
He hasn't got the play, right?
But he's bought these players. Mate, Martin, he's bought these players. He has bought these defenders, right? And he can't trust his defence. What does that say? You know, and then I hate to keep banging on about this. You know, letting Vincent Kompany go and then not signing anyone.
He didn't have a choice on Kompany. Kompany wanted to go.
Yeah, he went to go, yeah, but he didn't sign anyone. What on earth are you thinking? Seriously, it's the biggest howler he has made. Without any shadow of a doubt, he should have signed someone. And he kept going for Harry Maguire.
Well, maybe he did. Maybe he gave him a list of targets. And like I said to you, because the board have a ceiling on a price, they won't go above that. We don't know, do we?
Well, we haven't challenged in the league this year. No way have we challenged, right? We haven't challenged. We haven't challenged in the Champions League, getting knocked out by a team we should be beating. Fact. That's a fact. We did it the same last year. We should have beaten Tottenham. You know, and someone needs to sit down and say, right, okay, we have to make sure that the people that he buys in the summer are gonna do the job. There can't be any chances now.
Well, almost 400 watching, guys. Please give the video a like. That would be much, much appreciated. I get people are emotional, people are hurt, people are angry. And out of the 400 odds, some will agree with Tom, some will agree with Alex, some will agree with Kurt, some will agree with me. It's all opinions. I said that at the beginning of the stream. Tom.
Can I just also add that we've been made to look like mugs by 2 Celtic rejects as well. Jason Denayer, Celtic, had him, told him to get stuffed, goes to Lyon, world class. Is it Moussa Dembele or whatever his name is? I can't even say his name. Yeah. That's how much I don't know how much he is. Celtic wanted him out. Yeah.
He bullied Laporte tonight. Laporte.
Made Laporte look like a mug. He put Laporte on his backside twice. He was only on for 15 minutes.
Moussa Dembele, what he's wanted by Man United and a couple of others. So he is no.
Yeah, so what? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Everybody's saying, oh, Laporte this, Laporte that. Yeah, he needs to look at himself as well. He needs to look at himself. He's not a talisman. Okay. He's not a talisman. He's only good when he's got a leader next to him. That's why he looks so good with Vincent Kompany. And everybody's saying Edison this, Edison that. It's unfair that he's got all this criticism. Yeah. The thing is, right? Everybody's saying, oh, yep, Centurions, blah, 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 100 points, all that sort of thing. Yeah. The only reason Edison looked good is because we won trophies. And now we've been unsuccessful this season. Look at Edison, and you're telling me he's better than Allison? Behave.
Okay. Right. Manchester City have won the League Cup. We finished second. And we've been, fair enough, we got beat in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And we're out of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And people think it's a bad season. Have we not become spoiled? Peter.
Can I
Kurt,
go first? Okay.
let me go on. I want to go to Kurt because he's new. And I want to.
Well, I can only
all the time.
I can only speak for myself. Where I'm at in the country, there's not many City fans, and I wouldn't like to think I'm spoiled. I've enjoyed everything we've won, and every single time you lift a trophy, it's an incredibly special thing because any competition you're in, whether it's the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, there's a bunch of teams that want to win it, and we're the ones that came out on top. I don't personally think I'm spoiled. I think maybe some fans might be that way, but I don't think most City fans feel like that, and I certainly don't know.
I get, but I'm not calling you spoiled. I'm not calling.
I'm just saying in general. Yeah, I don't think we are. Like, we don't sit here and say we deserve to. We like our club deserves to win trophies, and we need this and we need that. I don't think so. No.
Alan,
I'm going to split this up into two parts. Pre-2008, the expectations were a lot lower at the club. Okay, and since after 2008. The expectations from the board and the club, the way it's structured, the way it's been built up, and the fans is a lot higher. And with the new fans, it's a lot higher. And that's because the fans will come on and say, "Oh, remember when we were shit and we were in Division 2 and all this." I accept that. And hear you. I remember when we were awful. But the expectations at the club, and the club is a lot different place than what it used to be. In 1999, and that's a fact. Okay, the expectations of Manchester City right now are to compete for every single trophy, and compete for every single trophy. And the only trophy we've not competed for is the Champions League. And the owners, Sheikh Mansour, Khaldoon, that's their prize. What they want more than anything else, they want that. And we have to respect it's their money, it's the club's money that they're pumping and buying all these players and letting Pep buy all these players. They want that trophy. We've won the Premier League 4 times. We've won the FA Cup twice. We've won the League Cup, don't know how many times, probably 4 or 5 times, right? And the Charity Shield, whatever. But the one prize that eludes us is the Champions League. And the fans are negative towards UEFA. I get that. You've got to get that out of the head. This is what the club wants. This is what the players want. This is what the owners want. This is what the board want. Okay? We have to get behind the club and go for that trophy. And at the moment, Pep's been brought in to win that trophy, or at least compete for it. Right? And he's not done it. So, and we have to look at, I think you need to go back when everyone's calmed down, go through everything and say, where do we need to improve to make sure that happens next year, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that? And make sure we get players in that can play at that level, because the Champions League is more tactical than the Premier League. Fact. You've seen that. You've seen it.
MCFC governors hearing Pepper's left. He hasn't.
Pep's not going to go to Barcelona and the state that club's in. The election for the new president's not till 2021. That's not going to happen. Okay, he's not going to be leaving to go to rebuild Barcelona, which is going to take 3 or 4 years, in my opinion, if not longer. I don't think he'll go back there. Not the way things are. As you said to me, Martin, in the week, Pep likes total control of all footballing matters, and he's got that at City. He won't get that at Barcelona or anywhere else. The only time I'll see Pep leaving is if the Spanish national job came up. That's when I think he might leave.
Wouldn't he not take it though, because he's Catalonian?
Well, Barcelona.
I mean, the Spanish job.
Yeah, I think he'll take it.
I always thought I wouldn't take it because he's Catalonian.
I think he'll take it. I think he'll take it. It's the case. You don't have a Catalonian team. I think he'll take it. An international job, a good one, for a big country. I think that's the only thing he's not done.
I agree.
With everything else, I think that's the only step he'll take. Why would he go to?
Personally,
well, but the club has to sit down sensibly and think we have to make sure, if we're going to get this right, that the people that they bring in are spot on, not potential, spot on now. And they have made mistakes with a few of these defenders. There's no question about it.
Well, I'm just looking at quotes tonight. De Bruyne, new season, same story.
Who said that?
De Bruyne. We have to learn. It is difficult. We create chances in the second half to win. But now it's time to go home. It's been a long season. My wife is waiting. I have other things to focus on now, which his wife.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
It's a long season. I've had bloody 5 months off.
It is what it is. One day we will break the gap to semi-finals. Second half was okay. We were there. I had the feeling we were better, but you have to be perfect. And goes on to say that, where was it? What did you say? He does say, in the end, we lost, so my plan didn't work.
Is that what Pep said?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sticking up for his players again. That's what managers do.
Yeah, but he will do in public. Behind closed doors, he won't be saying that.
No, will he, chuff? He'll be giving them a doing because it's their fault.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. Well, I think what we're going to do is, has anyone got any last points they want to make before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just, we've got to move on, and we've got to try and find the players to solve the problems that we've got. That is the biggest thing we've got to do. And we've also got to offload quite a few players, especially from our back line.
But we can't get rid of everyone.
No, but we have to get rid of a certain amount of defenders. We have to bring a backup for Edison in, someone who's going to challenge him without any shadow of a doubt. And if you want to say with Tom, bring Joe Hart in. He hasn't got a club. Let him challenge it.
It's not going to happen, though.
I'd love to see that.
It's not going to happen. We need to take emotions out of things.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they've got to make sure. They've got to make sure.
It is.
They've got to make sure. Yeah, no, they've got to make sure that they buy the right people here, or bring in the right people. Really, it's so important now, because if we don't, we won't catch Liverpool. We just won't.
Kurt, any last?
I just echo similar points to Alan. I think recruitment is key, and spending in the right areas in the right windows at the right time, I think, is the most important thing, because sometimes I think we haven't been as killer as we can because we've been burnt on previous deals, be it a Napoli player or Fred from Shakhtar or whatever it may be. But yeah, I think this summer's will be very important going forward.
Tom?
I don't know. It's just annoying. You see, this just once again, we're talking about the same situation. It would be nice to see Joe Hart come back in, because I think it would kick Edison up the backside and actually see, look, here's a good keeper. This is how you save a shot. Maybe if Joe Hart came back in, he could actually teach Edison how to save a shot, and Edison can teach Joe Hart how to use his feet, because apparently that means so much in modern day football now, which is a load of rubbish. Can't save it. Zach Steffen, he's okay. He's no better than any of the other youngsters that are in and around the world. You need somebody that's actually proven. Hard'd be a great second keeper. He's got no club now. We'd be probably one of the only ones that'd pay his wages, and Burnley couldn't obviously keep his contract because they're in financial problems. But yeah, I think it would be nice, but it won't happen. But the best keeper on BT Sport tonight was sat in the studio, and that's how I'm going to end it.
Okay.
With no club.
Question, and I'm going to end it on this. All I want is a yes or no. Will Pep Guardiola sign a contract extension? Alan?
I don't know, mate. I really don't know. To me, if he's going to sign, he would have done it by now.
Tom?
I don't know. It depends if his players turn up next season and actually play for the badge. If they play for the badge and show pride, then yeah, he probably will. If they don't, I wouldn't blame him to go. I would not blame him to go.
Kurt?
I think it all hinders on recruitment. I think if he's very happy with the recruitment we make in the summer, I think he'll sign an extension. I think if he isn't happy, he'll do his last year and leave.
Yeah. He's probably right there.
Well, guys, I appreciate in the comments not everyone has agreed what everyone wants to say. We have had nearly 500 people on tonight. I want to say a big thank you. I've read some comments as well. Thank you for the great year. Man City Fan TV does not have an off season. We don't have an off button. We're not stopping. If players are going to have a break, we're not. Man City Fan TV is going to get bigger and it's going to get better for you guys. Promise you that. For the fans, by the fans. We've got new shows planned, new ideas, and it's going to get better. I promise you that. It's not been the greatest season. You know, sometimes it happens. We have to move on. Next season we'll come back stronger. I promise you that. It's not been the greatest night. You know, one day we will crack this Champions League, and you know what? Imagine how much sleep it'll be. It'll happen. It will happen. But I want to thank Alan for coming on.
No problem.
I want to thank Tom for coming on.
Cheers, man.
I want to thank Kurt, who's had a great debut today. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Cheers, Kurt.
Cheers, Kurt.
On the channel. Guys, City are out of the Champions League. Never mind. Could be worse. You know, it's only a game of football, isn't it? But guys, have a great weekend. We'll be back over the weekend with player ratings. Might be Andy doing that because I am out tomorrow. I'm going out for the day, so I won't be on the channel tomorrow, but maybe Andy will. But guys, have a great, just let you know. I'll put this up. We'll be doing an end of season preview. That should be fun. Yes, me and Andy and maybe some others will do an end of season preview. Judging by tonight, this is going to be a fun one. But guys, have a great evening. Sit it out. We move on. Please hit that like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit it. It'd be a big help. Thank you to all our super chats. You have been amazing. Thank you to the mods who've been in tonight. Chris, Rubito, and thank you very much. Review, sorry, yeah. Guys, have a great weekend. I'm going to make sure this lot are smiling because it looks like they're not happy bunnies at the moment. Please keep smiling, guys. And as always, up the Blues. Sometimes you don't always get what you want, but we'll come back stronger. Take care, guys.